Hello, my love. Happy Cancer season. In this video, I'm going to be discussing how this Cancer season is going to be a little bit different because we have Jupiter in Cancer this year. So how it's actually going to affect kind of like the whole next year of full moons and new moons as well. So stick around if you're interested to learn more about how you can really use this energy to your benefit. And happy birthday to all of my lovely Cancer suns out there. I hope you have a lovely solar return. So, why is this Cancer season different than normal? In this Cancer season, we have Jupiter in Cancer and Mercury is already in Cancer. And now the sun coming in to really shine a light on all of this energy. So, Cancer season is typically a time of going within, being a little bit more gentle, maybe being a little bit more tender. It's interesting how, at least on, the Western Hemisphere, we aren't in school during this time because it's a time of hermiting. It's a time of being, quiet and not necessarily needing to be seen, right? Here's the difference this year. With Jupiter in Cancer, there's an expansion on that, right? Do you see the value in the alone time? Do you see the value in the tenderness? Do you see the value in trust? Cancer energy is very feminine. It's very receiving. It's very trusting. And I'm not saying that every Cancer trusts, but at the height of Cancer energy is that ebb and the flow of trusting the cycles of the moon, right? Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this is exactly what I teach in Moon Magic Mastery, is the cycle of trusting the ebb and the flow, learning how to build momentum in a totally new way. Now, I am a Cancer Mars retrograde, and really only last year did I start to fully accept this truth about myself and stop pushing myself so hard to willpower through everything. And I honestly feel like that is going to be the biggest lesson of this Jupiter in Cancer cycle this whole year. Because when you're expanding, when you're growing, one, you cannot ignore your nervous system. You can only ever expand as far as your nervous system feels safe to. And two, there's no point. There's no point in growth if it hurts more, if it's harder to get there, if it's more work and not anything else to supplement, right? So this next year, especially with the full moons, especially with even the new moons, the energy of the moon is going to be more potent. It's going to be more expansive. It's going to be more intense. If you're interested to jump in, you can actually join Moon Magic Mastery at rxtarot.com today. But the first week of this Cancer season is going to be so potent to really connecting into where you have Cancer in your chart. So let's talk about that transit and how it's personally affecting you right now. So if you're a Cancer rising, this energy is going to be hitting your first house of self. With the Sun, Jupiter, and Mercury all in your first house for the first week, and then the new moon on the 25th, this is really going to help you activate something new about your sense of self. Cancer risings are having this energy hit their first house of self and understanding yourself and feeling like, this is how I see myself. Now, depending on whatever placements you have in your natal chart, this can shift things. But for the most part, this is a deep expansion on self and identity and trust and seeing yourself from a place that you really do believe in your personal worth from a self perspective, right? So what I mean by this is identity. Who are you? How are you showing up? How do you see the work you do? How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself clearly, or are you still waiting for somebody to tell you that it's okay to be sensitive, it's okay to be gentle, it's okay to be nurturing? If you're waiting for that still, it's going to be a really rough ride for the next year. But if you're accepting of that and you're really stepping in, this is going to be a beautiful year of expansion and seeing a new version of yourself truly come out of your shell. Now, if you are a Gemini rising like myself, we have Cancer in the second house, and this means we have an expansion on self-worth and value. What value do we bring to the table? What work do we do? Are we trusting the value of that work? And are we showing up with open arms and trust? I am already personally experiencing this like pretty much immediately, but I've been working towards this. So it makes sense. It all just is kind of flowing together for me because I was assuming this energy was coming. If this time period is really confusing for you as a Gemini rising, you need to understand you're being asked to see your value and see your self-worth. It's not about how other people perceive you. It's not about how you're showing up. It's about how you feel about what you're doing. And again, if you have other Cancer placements, it can change a little bit. But for me as a Cancer Mars retrograde, it really is deeply, how do I feel about what I'm doing? How do I perceive the work that I do? The second house is about self-worth and value. So show yourself that the value you bring is soft, is gentle, is nice, is allowing, is trust. And I think that's a little uncomfortable for a Gemini rising because there's always this desire to perform. Especially we have Leo in the third, right? We have this feeling of like, I need to perform, I need to be funny, I need to be doing something. That's not necessarily true. And over this next year, it's about really seeing that internalized energy and letting that shine from within. If you are a Taurus rising, this energy is going to be passing through your third house of your conscious mind as much as your expression. I forgot the word for a second. As much as your expression, your ability to actually express your truth. So Jupiter passing through this third house of needing to really speak your truth. Now again, Jupiter in Cancer is an interesting energy because it's asking us to expand on the softness. It's not asking us to expand intensely and like force things and make things happen. It's about seeing that your gentle wisdom spoken at the right time, your emotional intelligence is so needed right now. Oh my God. It's so needed right now. So if you're a Taurus rising and you've been thinking about sharing your truth and sharing your words and maybe even sharing your story, please do that. Please start to share your truth, share your information with us because the world needs that softness. It needs that kindness right now. Not niceness, kindness. There's a gentle like, hey, you really do need to get your shit together. Okay. That's the energy I see of a Taurus rising, and I feel like that is what you really need to step into this year. And with the sun in Cancer, it's just intensifying all of this energy. It's helping us see this in a different way, in a much louder, real way, not just sort of like, oh, this concept of what could be. The sun really amplifies this energy. If you are an Aries rising, this Cancer energy is going to be hitting your fourth house of family, home, roots. This Cancer season can be a little bit tricky for Aries risings because you have this push and this drive right now to like go get things done. But you're really being asked to think about it first. Think about it before you just jump in. Is this going to affect your family? Is this going to affect your sense of self in safety? Is this going to affect something that's going to uproot you and cause an issue later? Or is this something genuinely going to be something that lasts, something that works long term? If you're ready to truly commit to it and get excited about the building, this is a perfect time for whatever it is that you're looking for. But if you're just trying to jump in and just like that quick fix energy is not going to work during Cancer season. So you need to figure out a way to really ground yourself during this time. I think Saturn already in your first house, Neptune and Chiron all in your first. There's a lot asking you to look at yourself first and stop being so obsessed with what other people would expect you to do. And instead, be nurturing, be loving to yourself, and remember that you can't help anybody else if you're completely depleted. So it's about balance. It's about finding that balance. It's about showing up for yourself and doing the things you really want to do, because this is your time with all of this Aries energy in your first. This is your time to heal and move through and make things happen. But Cancer season is reminding you, don't just do it to do it. Make sure you're going in a direction that has some sort of foundation to it. As a Pisces rising, this Cancer energy is hitting your 5th house, which is probably really exciting for you because there's a deep desire to expand creatively here. What's not to like, right? Well, if you don't see the worth and the value in the work that you do, if you don't see the way what you're talking about and what you want to share is helpful, there can be a block on wanting to share it at all. This is not a time period to make things for other people, okay? This is a time to really connect into that hermit energy of Cancer and embrace that gentle, nurturing energy that your creativity brings to other people when you're not trying to do that. I think one of the hardest things for Pisces risings is you have this illusion around who you are sometimes, so it can be easy to get caught up in what do other people want from me? But use this time to really connect into your emotions and let yourself enjoy the ride. I think as a Pisces rising, you're going to find the most joy throughout your life when you trust the unknown. And this year with Jupiter in your 5th is a great time to truly step in to full pleasure, full enjoyment, full expression. I don't know if you can see that, it's probably cut off. More expression, less repression. That's not what it says. Less suppression, more expression. I said it inside out backwards. But yeah, this Cancer season is really going to help activate that energy for you for the next year. If you're an Aquarius rising, this Cancer energy will be passing through your 6th house of daily routines, daily energy. And this Cancer season is activating that deeper truth and connection to how sensitive you really are. I know as an Aquarius rising, you like to be tough, you like to be strong, but where you really have your power is in trusting your softness. You are not meant to be rigid and tough and difficult, okay? You are meant to be gentle and trusting and flowing. But Aquarius energy wants the evidence, wants the proof, wants to do the work. So again, it's a little bit of that balance and learning how to stop building a rigid routine that's likely not actually helpful. You need something like Moon Magic Mastery that helps you feel in flow and helps you see that there's a rhythm to life, not just a rigid routine. So this Cancer season is really going to help you activate that deeper understanding in if things aren't working for you, it's because you're avoiding your emotion. It's because you're avoiding the truth that you are this sensitive being who needs to trust the ebb and the flow. If you are a Capricorn rising, this Cancer season energy is activating your 7th house. This also pulls that Jupiter into your 7th, Mercury in your 7th for now. And over the next year, this activation of Jupiter in your 7th with the sun is telling you this is what you really want in a partner. This is what you really need to feel truly loved and nurtured and connected. Yes, you're a Capricorn rising. Yes, you can work really hard and willpower your way through things, but you need somebody who helps you feel soft. You need somebody who gives you that space to be gentle. This season is helping you activate that in a new way, maybe in a way that you've never done before, and allowing you, especially carrying through the next year with Jupiter, allowing you to see a new way of reciprocation. I think Capricorns can get really good at doing and forgetting to receive. So let this be a time of receiving. Let this be a time to learn how to receive. And of course, this comes back to close personal relationships with it being your 7th house, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to wait for somebody else to figure that out with you. This is a time period for you to figure it out for yourself and to stop waiting for other people to appreciate you enough or to wait for other people to praise you to feel good. When you realize feeling good is what brings these people who will praise you, that's where the magic really starts to connect. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this Cancer season is activating your 8th house, all about other people's energy, right? So there's an expansion on new people coming into your life. There's an expansion on what other people think that you're going to help them figure out. There's an expansion on more people probably venting to you and needing someone to talk to because Cancer energy, right? So this Cancer season, activating that Jupiter in your 8th house, is asking you to learn how to say no. Learn how to build better boundaries. Cancer is one of those placements that can be really good or really bad with boundaries, depending which perspective you're using the energy with. And I really think for you, Sagittarius rising, this energy is asking you to stop trying to make it happen. Stop thinking that it's all on you to figure out. There are other resources that you have around you. There are other people that can help you out. Maybe you haven't met those people yet. And maybe you need to learn how to be more open to receiving help. Toby Tobes, where you at? Sometimes he sits in front of the door like a vampire, like I have to invite him in. I kind of feel like he just did that. I think he walked away. Anyway, if you are a Scorpio rising, this Cancer energy, this Cancer season is activating your 9th house, your higher connection to source energy, to all of the things, right? And I think with this next year being that Jupiter will be in your 9th house, there is this extra expansion on your spiritual practice and your intuitive connection. So if things just all of a sudden psychically feel a little bit louder than normal, this is why. Jupiter expands whatever it touches, right? So for it to transit your 9th house, it's expanding your connection. It's expanding your ability to receive and to allow, but it could be really expanding your nervous system. So if you're a Scorpio rising and you are not currently working with your personal energy and feeling grounded and feeling more stable, this is a great time to really start working on that. And this year could be the year that you really learn how to differentiate between just letting any random thought come through your mind and trusting what's meant for you and what is just noise. If you are a Libra rising, this Cancer season is activating your 10th house. With Jupiter here as well, there's this beautiful expansion on a potential career, either expanding on your career or maybe just sparking your career up. Having a 10th house in Cancer is already a little bit confusing. One of my favorite people to talk about with this energy is Hans Zimmer, because I'm obsessed with his music, because he makes the movie. Like, I know the directors are great and like the actors are great. The emotion you're feeling is because of the music, right? And Hans Zimmer is a Cancer midheaven. So this 10th house energy of Cancer, regardless of if it's your midheaven or not, this 10th house energy is all about emotion. It's about the connection of emotion and really feeling it fully. So if you're in a career that you don't feel fully, it's going to be hard for you to fully commit. But if you're doing something that you can feel it in your bones and it like consumes you, like Hans Zimmer's music, now you're in the right place and you're doing the right thing, because that is actually the energy that you're meant to connect to. And this Cancer season is activating this in a whole new way on a deeper level with Jupiter in Cancer this time around. If you are a Virgo rising, this Cancer season is activating your 11th house. So there's a handful of things that could be going on here. The 11th house is other people from the perspective of like coworkers, right? It's how people perceive you. So a lot of the times this energy can really be your social media house. This is a great place to look at how people perceive you on like a knee-jerk reaction, or how your friends, how your coworkers perceive you, and what they see in you that they can use or they can benefit from. I see a lot of people who have their moon in the 11th house tend to be like the mom. And it's interesting, Virgo risings have this intense energy of being a nurturer. You are going to have that energy intensified over this next year, especially with Jupiter, but this Cancer season is activating this in a totally new way. What does this mean? You may have more people coming into your life trying to lean on you, trying to better understand how they're feeling, what they're going through. You may have more coworkers sharing deeper truths all of a sudden that don't really seem to make any sense. You may have new clients come in. If you start sharing on social media from a very gentle, calming, hi, welcome to my page, take a little cup of tea, like that is going to go viral. That is going to be a big deal for you this year, but definitely during Cancer season, because you're not meant to be loud and explosive. Unless you literally have like an Aries Mercury, you are meant to show up in that gentle way. Your social media and your presence is comforting to people. So don't feel like you have to be intense and like figure it all out from that loud version. Let the softness really speak. And last but certainly not least, we have our Leo risings. You have Cancer energy in the 12th. So as Cancer season begins, as Jupiter is in Cancer, this is a deep expansion of your subconscious. How do you perceive yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel worthy of the connection and the love and the nurturing that you need? Or are you still trying to play tough? Are you still trying to like move through things in a different way? Your 6th house being Capricorn, like there's such a desire for work and making things make sense. But your subconscious is so gentle and soft and flowing. So when you tap into that energy, you're not only learning to trust yourself on a deeper level, you're learning to really understand the power of moving like water. And depending on what other energy you have in the 12th house, this is really going to activate a deeper subconscious belief of yourself. So release the limiting beliefs. Let go of what's holding you back. Maybe start subconsciously reprogramming your mind. Okay, this is a great season to do that if you've been thinking about it. Tap in, and really the whole next year because of Jupiter in Cancer. Tap into that subconscious beliefs. Tap into that energy. And I just want to reiterate, every new moon and full moon is going to be more potent for the next year with Jupiter in Cancer. This season, it's activating it, right? So learning how to work with the energies of the moon is going to be vital for all of us, regardless of what your astrology is, because the moon is going to be more intense this year. So if you're ready to learn how to really actually work with the magic of the moon, so if you're ready to unleash your inner magic and trust in the flow, Moon Magic Mastery is the perfect tool for you. You can check out my offers at rxtarot.com. Not only do I have the course that you can buy instantly, but I also have business coaching that will be available shortly. So check that out. It could be ready by the time you see this video. And I am so grateful for you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow along for the next one. Happy Cancer season. Get out there and be gentle. I love you. I'll talk to you later.